You can taste the excitement here in the Quicken Loans Arena. We'll see Detroit facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. John Lure's out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Lets it go from 11, and he drops that one in.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride.
The drive by James. Smith kicks to Love. And that one is hammered home.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Irving. That ball's great assist by Love.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Outside Jackson. On the wing, Harris. Back to Jackson. Good D by Love.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
And finished off by LeBron.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But guys, the pass for me, even better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Irving attacking. Feeds to Love. Back to James from deep. Rebounded by Jackson.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts in Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
Here's James following the 3 by Detroit. Count that one. LeBron's got his second bucket.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Harris dishes to Jackson. Back to Harris. On the wing, Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Jackson's got his first points of the night. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move, and with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
And Lure kicks to Jackson. Dishes it to Drummond. Puts up the baby hook. Puts up the baby hook. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talked about the raw physical tools, and you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value. Great hands and quick feet, and he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here. There's the pass to Thompson. Out to Smith. Love wide open. He fires. Love with another miss. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. And the wide open shot from Morris. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Shumpert passes to Jefferson. And he's good on the 3-ball. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, back and forth.
Out of bounds, Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Seven seconds left in the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Detroit shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here is Williams. It's deflected. They get it back. And here's Fry for 3. So at the a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm. And
was never.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him. Nothing rattles him.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
We've got Williams, Channing Frye out there with Jefferson. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's Cowan in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Drummond in the post, working on Fry. Jackson kicks to Drummond. 4 on the clock. There's the killer two-handed slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down. The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Cleveland on defense. Jackson has the open look. And Drummond. Throws it down.
This guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
No good. And Detroit the other way now.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Outside Jefferson. He kicks to Fry. Williams with a clean look. No good on the triple. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point. And there's the whistle. Cole, a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. So it's the Pistons now. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
LeBron kicks to Smith. And now the Pistons, fast break. Johnson's got the ball. Pass to Smith. Now about 3 minutes gone in his second quarter of basketball. Kicks it out to Johnson. Three-pointer, and he gets the bucket. And now a 10-point Detroit lead.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building. Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And Detroit last season against the East played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on, tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East and went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
Love dishes to Smith. The tray. Rebound. Detroit. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's Morris. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Morris has got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
Nobody near Irving. Offline with his 3. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. And it's LeBron James with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-overs. You got to finish the job.
And it's Love penetrating. Fader on the way. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Love's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Marjanovic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Out to Smith. The shot from 20 feet away. And Thompson sends it back. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. James outside. No good. Trying to beat them. And so that brings the first half to a close. The Pistons on top. They lead by 8. Time now for the halftime break. With the third.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shot. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin.
The second half just about to get going here.
Checking out the game, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is happy. He has 8 points and 1 steal as well.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. J.R. Smith picks one up. The Pistons shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And he's good on the second.
And LeBron has been in the postseason every year since his rookie season. Last year he passed Jerry West on the all-time postseason scoring list. I'm sure he'll just continue to climb up the record book.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking it.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And for LeBron in the playoffs last season, he did more than just score. Clark, he did it all and really stepped his game up when Kevin Love went down, when Kyrie Irving was hobbled. He covered every base.
Yep, and that's what's so impressive about LeBron in the playoffs. Everybody expects him to lead and hit big shots, and he never lets them down. Very rarely does he come up short in big moments.
And Drummond throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And that one's good. Love.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. Clean look from that range. He's got to take it. That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The drive by LeBron. Kicks it out to Love. Smith the pass to Irving. Back to Smith. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. No luck.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Fires for three. And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. The Cavaliers trail by 15. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Low block shot on the way. And again, Kevin Love. Love's got 4 points in the quarter.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious. And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in the day, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Time call here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
And the basket good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
That one's in there, but Detroit lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from James.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
Jackson misses. Cavaliers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Sinks the triple. Jackson's got 9.
A very hot shooting second half has seen them bring that field goal percentage way up.
Yeah, and they're cruising right now, looking to add to the lead.
Wallace with it. Harris is there with the fadeaway. Love with the bucket. Love's got 6 here in this quarter.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Jackson with it. He's picked up by Irving. James against Drummond. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. And the rejection by Smith. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. Detroit leading by 13. The shot. That's good from Smith.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
And Morris drops them both. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And, you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
For 3, Fry, and another 3 for Cleveland.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
And it's Smith missing.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
From deep, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavalier girls.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Channing Frye out there with Jefferson. Then there's Iman Shumpert. Then it's Williams. And it's Cowan in at the 5 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Williams dishes to Jefferson. Frye passes to Shumpert. And play stops as it looks like they call it over the back here.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day, and I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside Jefferson. Clock at 6. Pass to Cowan. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Detroit leading by 13. Smith kicks to Johnson. He dishes it to Morris. No one near him. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Smith against Williams. Smith with it on the wing. Johnson. Here's the 3. That's tipped. The Cavaliers trail by 13. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And here's Fry for 3. Williams passes to Cowan. Jefferson dishes to Shumpert. Jefferson with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Here's Cowan. Not enough on that one as it misses. Pistons leading by 13. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside Jackson. Pass to Caldwell Pope. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Love kicks to Irving. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra. You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
Jackson passes to Drummond. And Thompson sends it back. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. The shot's good from Irving.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Irving against Jackson. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Here's Drummond, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
The drive by James. Three-pointer. And it's Lure with the rebound.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Pistons.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
So you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Drummond. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Harris. Outside for Jackson. Takes the 3. And another 3 for Detroit.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Smith with the ball.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. The feed to Lure. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And there's another one for the Pistons.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice.
Nice shot by Smith.
And this run not really doing him any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. It would have been really easy to pack it in.
7 seconds left in the game. And now we've got the intentional foul.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Simply delaying the inevitable here, Greg. I mean, at this point, even if they miss the free throws, there's not enough time left.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They trail by 15. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of here.
Here's Smith from deep three-point range, and it's blocked. They get it back. Misses there. And so it's the Pistons taking care